We are building a strong and defined upper body with no repeat consecutive sets to train the shoulders, the back, the chest, the biceps, and the triceps. So if you are ready to get strong, let me know by hitting the like button, grab your dumbbells, and let's do this. Every great workout always begins with a warm-up, so we're gonna take just a couple minutes here to make sure our mind and body are ready for today's training, because this is going to be an intense workout. So with the workout today, we're with our warm-up. We are gonna be using our light dumbbells. I'm gonna use my 10-pound dumbbells, so keep that in mind when we get to that point. But for now, we're just gonna start with arm crosses, one arm on top and then the other. Just a few reps here of each, and as we go through this warm-up, I'll explain the structure for the workout, what you can expect, and also the dumbbells that you should aim to lift today to really maximize this time. Arm circles forward here. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. So big arm circles forward, and then we'll take them back. Very simple structure today. That's how it is with no repeat. They always fly by, and it seems like by the end, everything is on fire. Well, everything in the upper body is gonna be on fire today. Let's take it back. The only 3 things you need to remember: 20 exercises, 60 seconds of work, 20 seconds of rest. So very simple structure, but not so simple, which is good because that means we really are gonna be working on that strength and definition for today's workout. And after this, we're actually gonna grab our light dumbbells. 3 exercises we're gonna work through. Let's do 3, 2, and 1. So grabbing your dumbbells, starting off with shoulder press. Again, I'm just using my 10 pounds for this. So something light, bringing it up, and let's press. So the focus here is really to start making that mind-muscle connection, keeping your form solid, getting not only our muscles, but also our mind into this. Exhale as you press up. We're gonna do standing chest flies next. We'll do 2 more. So this workout today is not only gonna incorporate the upper body, but we do have quite a few kneeling positions to incorporate the core. So we're gonna be working the core and our stability in that as well as building that strength. So kind of a little bonus, I would say, with this workout today. But for those kneeling exercises, if you find that kneeling does bother your knees, please just do them standing. You always have that modification. But just to put a little bit more emphasis and training into the core, that's why we're gonna be doing some of them kneeling. Last 2, we're gonna hinge it over, bent over row next. So shoulders rolled down and back. Let's start it off strong. Right down here, hinge at the hips, and we'll row. Squeeze shoulder blades around spine. For today's weight, you really do want to focus on going heavy. So moderately heavy to heavy is going to be the goal. I mentioned at the beginning, we have consecutive sets. And the only thing that means is because we have 20 exercises, we're working between the 5 major muscle groups, 4 exercises for each that we're going to work all in a row there. So we're going to work all shoulders, then all chest, then all back, biceps, triceps. I think that's the order. Chest and back may have been backwards. But that's the thing to keep in mind. We're gonna be burning out that muscle group. The last one, and for myself personally today, optional if you want to use them, wrist weights. I'm gonna be using these as I am trying to progress myself heavier in my weights so that my moderately heavy is what my heavy was. So if you are really trying to progress yourself, these are an amazing little tool to add. I'm gonna keep these on the whole time. We're gonna get into our first exercise, the shoulder press. So if you've got your wrist weights, grab those. Grab those moderately heavy to heavy dumbbells for shoulder press, and let's do this. All right, so bringing those weights up, wrists straight right from the very beginning, hips tucked under. We go in 3, 2, and 1. 60 seconds to work. Work at your own tempo here, but when we are lifting towards that heavier range, pace is pretty slow. That's gonna be slow on the lift and the lower. Whew. And always remember, when we are working with this heavier weight, it's not about the number of reps that you're getting in, but it's about the quality of reps that you were doing, getting that full range of motion, keeping that solid form, really maximizing out each lift. Over halfway. Exhale and press. Whew, the shake is on. You're gonna find the intensity is really up on this workout today with our consecutive sets as we challenge that same muscle group. Whew. Here it is. Last 3, 2, and 1. Now we're going into one of our kneeling exercises. So again, modification, you just do this standing. But we're gonna do a kneeling lateral raise. 90-degree bend in that arm for this lateral raise. So bringing it down to kneeling if you're doing that. Now again, this is gonna work the core a little bit more, but make sure the hips are tucked under, core solid. And here we go. Leading up with those elbows. Whew. We have got no momentum whatsoever with this, especially in this kneeling position. And to help stabilize, you've got to think about squeezing the glutes, keeping that chest up. Okay. And remember, only one time through each exercise. So that's really the motivation today, to push for that full 60 seconds and go heavy. Now remember, if you ever start too heavy or too light, always just take a second and adjust your weight to where you need it to be. Whew. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. We're gonna bring it up, or actually, no, we're not. We're gonna stay kneeling, but our weight's gonna come up because we're gonna do a kneeling steering wheel. So again, make sure you're not being too lax here with the bum, dropping the hips back, hips tucked under, bum tight, shoulders rolled down and back, steering wheel in 3, 2, and 1, up, and then we steer, and then down. So this training really is going to work that core without even having to do one crunch. And I love it when we can incorporate core training and core stability work while we're still working another muscle group. It's like, why not get a bigger bang for your buck if you can? Keep everything tight, squeezing the glutes, the legs. Almost there. Just about 10 to go. Next exercise is going to be standing. And this one's it. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. We are going into a narrow shoulder press now. So bringing it up back to that standing position. Narrow position, which means palms are going to be facing each other. Elbows tucked in here. Weights in the heels. Wide or a staggered stance, whichever you're comfortable with, and let's press. Last exercise for shoulders here. So you can see we're gonna burn out each muscle group, and then they get to rest. Now again, they might come in secondary on some of our other exercises, so you might feel them again. Woo. Breathing, not shrugging the shoulders as you press, but keeping those shoulders relaxed. Almost there. Woo. Don't forget to exhale. Hear that breath as you power up. Control it down. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. Oh, we made it through the shoulder round. We're moving on to back. We are starting with a bent over row. Then we're gonna do a rotating row, kneeling rear delt flies, followed by an alternating dead stop row. So grab your weights for the bent over row first. Starting strong, shoulders rolled back, back flat, hinge at the hips. And here we go, 60 on, row and squeeze. Take your time at the top. So really feel that contraction. Those shoulder blades squeezing, trying to meet those shoulder blades together. Control it down. And I want to just constantly remind you about form and getting that contraction, because that is really where we're gonna start to work that muscle. If we just go through the motions, we don't even give the muscle a chance to contract and really get through that tough bit, we're gonna be missing out so much. So that's why when we show up to train together, I wanna make sure our mind is here and our body is ready to go. And I need the reminders. I'm not joking. I've been doing this for long time now, but I still have to have those reminders because my mind will wander. And the last one, here it is. 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. All right, rotating row now. I gotta go down a little bit because this one's a little bit tougher. So we're gonna be rotating those rows. Palms will face our legs. As we rotate, we're gonna rotate up and away, palms away. So 5 out, 4, 3, 2, and here we go. Row it up and rotate. Squeeze. Now, lower back. If you find that your form you're starting to get a little rounded, you're feeling it in your lower back, you can always take a staggered stance to give that lower back a little bit more support. And doing rows seated is also an option. Seated on a chair or a bench, that is. Now we've trained that before in some of our other workouts, but just to give you some options. Don't forget to breathe. Squeezing shoulder blades around spine right here. Exhale. Tighten that back up. Now working back is really gonna help give you that nice tapered look through the shoulders and waist there. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Especially when we start to add some of the core work that we're doing today into this training. We've got kneeling rear delt flies. I gotta go down on this one. This one challenges me big time. But we're gonna alternate sides, bringing it down on all 4s, and we're gonna fly. Here we go. Control the weight up, control the weight down. We're not swinging the weight. That little rear delt, contracting to squeeze and hold it up. It's a small muscle group. That's why this one is so challenging. Plus, that weight is coming up and away from the midline of our body, which introduces a whole nother challenge on those muscles. Almost there. One more back exercise. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going into alternating dead stop row. Dead stop means we let that weight sit on the ground and we pick it up from a dead stop into our row. So back flat, core engaged, hinge it down, starting from dead stop. And let's begin. Here we go. Row it up. Squeeze. Hold it. Control it down. Set that weight down. Other side. Grabs, pulls, squeezes. Now, as you're alternating, you can use that arm that's not working as some leverage on that leg. That's going to help you lift even heavier. And really get that contraction at the top as you squeeze and hold. Remember that nice long spine here. Stick that chest out. And we're thinking about sticking our chest out so we don't start to hunch and round the shoulders. So if you stick that chest out, there is no hunching and rounding. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. Awesome. All right, we are gonna bring it down to the mat. All of these exercises are gonna be down on the mat, all about chest. First, we are gonna start with push-ups. So no weights unless you wanna use them to help keep your wrists straight. Then we're gonna do hips up, close grip press, followed by chest press, and then kneeling kneeling chest flies. So grabbing those weights, getting ready for push-ups, knees or toes, whatever you got, and let's do it. Keeping the legs, glutes, core nice and tight here. Exhale as you press up. Now the longer and stronger you can keep the body, the easier those push-ups will be. So think about that as you lower down, body is strong, press up, keep that body nice and tight. We've got hips up, close grip press next. Last one, here it is, 3, 2, and 1. Oh, amazing. All right, grabbing those weights. Close grip, so arms are gonna stay nice and close. This is gonna work the chest and the triceps a bit. Rolling it back. Whoop. Arms up, and here we go. Press it up. Arms squeeze that body as you come down. Oh, we're supposed to have our hips up too. I said that and I forgot it. So hips up. Modification, keep the hips down. But this hips up position is actually gonna help us work the core. So yay, double duty. Oh, the chest after those push-ups. Oh my word. Keep the weight in the heels here. Weights also on those shoulder blades. Almost there. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going on to chest press. I just want to adjust my weights really quick. All right, chest press. 5 seconds out. Hips down for this one, just that chest press. And here we go. Dumbbells staying right in line with that midline of your chest. Good, remember your armpit egg. When you reach the top, squeeze, crack that egg that's right under your arm, crack it, squeeze it, get that full range, and then control down. Well over halfway, so just a few reps left, and then only one exercise for chest. Whew. Okay, you are rocking it, and this is it. Last 3, 2, and 1. Whew. Amazing. All right, we are getting close to failure here on the chest. Remember, failure is a good thing, especially around these parts. That's the strength training parts. We are doing a kneeling chest fly now. So shoulders rolled back, and I have too heavy of weight. So go ahead and begin. 60 on. All right, here we go. The chest was like, maybe if you started with that exercise. Nice job. Breathing. Exhale as you lift. Hips are tucked under. We're still staying nice and strong with the glutes, the legs, and the core here. We have got 2 muscle groups remaining after this. And we're almost there. Here it is. 3, 2, and 1. We have got biceps now. So let's bring it up. Biceps, we are starting out with a hammer curl. So 2 dumbbells for that one. Where are we starting? Let's grab our weights. You know this rest time goes by quick. So form first, shoulders rolled down and back. And here we go. Hammer curl, squeeze, tighten up those biceps. Control it down. I gotta ask you, what is your favorite muscle group to work? I love the biceps. I really do. I also love shoulders and chest. Triceps, not bad. Back is always one that I struggle with, but yeah, if I had to put them in order, it'd be biceps, shoulders, chest, triceps, back. But I want to know, what about you? Let me know in the comments. It's always just when you have back and biceps in the same workout, that always motivates me because I know I've got one of my favorite. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, we're going back down to kneeling. Again, you know the modifications. Stand if kneeling bothers your knees, but we're gonna do a kneeling cross-body curl. So this one, stay very solid with those legs and glutes, shoulders rolled back, and here we go. Arm is nice and close, squeeze. Take your time with these. Woo. Over halfway. We got it. Exhale, breathe, squeeze. See, there's so much to remember when you're lifting weights. And we are, those muscles should be getting close here. Again, to failure on the biceps. Because we've got 2 exercises left. And here it is, last 3. Here's 2. We're gonna bring it back to stand, and 1. All right, wide curls. So with wide curls, we've got a wider angle with those arms, but elbows still gonna stay tucked in. And I know that I am not gonna be able to do a curl with those now. All right, so elbows tucked in, and here we go. Squeeze. I wanna take a minute here too, and just talk about the wrist weights and why these are so helpful in your training. With a lot of dumbbells, they'll usually go up, at least mine do, 5-pound increments in between. That's about 2.2 kg in between. And that's a lot of extra weight when you're talking about certain muscle groups to try to lift. With lower body, it's not as hard, but with the upper body, it can be a huge jump to lift that extra 5 pounds. So with the wrist weights, that gives you just a little bit of extra weight to lift to help build those muscles up, to make that jump, say from your 15s to your 20s. So again, you know with strength training, because we want to constantly be challenging ourselves, we've got to make those little changes to do so. So we don't get stagnant, so we don't get stuck, because that's not what we want. We're gonna keep moving. Here it is, last 3, 2, and 1. Finishing out just with bicep curls. Just that neutral grip bicep curl. So that goes back to that progressive overload that we've talked about in a lot of other workouts. Let's keep talking about it here in a minute, but count down to bicep curls in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go, curl. Elbows tucked in. But that progressive overload, there's a lot of variety in that. You could do a lot of different things to progressively overload your body to make those changes. But adding weight, that's one way. Increasing the duration of your sets, that's another. Decreasing your rest time, that's another one. Increasing your overall sets. See, there's so many little ways to change and vary that. But at least for myself personally, I found when I am trying to up my weight that adding these wrist weights has been so helpful. I can say even over the last couple of months as I've been adding these into the training, I have been able to increase my weight more regularly. So with my dumbbells, I've even been able to bump up to 25, where 15 was really my go-to number. So that's what I want you to aim for, is just constantly challenging yourself. Like I say, you will not know what you're capable of unless you try. Last 3, 2, and 1. Amazing. All right, final muscle group. The only one left, this little one right here, the tricep. So if you were looking to tighten up the back of your arm, we got it right now. We got it covered. We're gonna start out with a side lying tricep extension. So that means space needs to be cleared out. And this exercise is something else. So one side and then the other. So bottom arm comes across, top arm pushes, and here we go. So press up, press through the heel of your hand, and then down. Now legs like to get a little awkward on this one. Like, wee, like what do I do with my legs? Instead of what do I do with my hands? I like to take my bottom leg and cross it over my ankle on the top to kind of keep it down, because if not, it's like, hello, I'm doing side-lying ballerina tricks, which are not graceful, because I am not. But that's one way I found to kind of help keep my legs down. Again, you can keep them bent, you can keep them straight. It's whichever you're comfortable with that allows you to just focus on the bicep. We'll save our ballerina tricks till after. And you best believe I do my ballerina tricks in my free time. Almost there. We're gonna switch it just right over to the other side. Here it is in 3, 2, oh my word, and 1. And that was all I was gonna be able to do on that side. All right, so this arm gets a break. We're switching it over. 60 seconds on the other side. And let's begin. Might take a couple reps for you to kind of get that hand in the best place for you to get that full extension. But for the most part, it's gonna be down towards your lower rib, close to your body. And press. Whew. So only 2 exercises to go after this. There is something about no repeat workouts that just fly by, and I am still a little awestruck right now that we just have 2 exercises left. I'm like, I'm not done hanging out with you. I want to keep hanging out with you. Well, actually, I got a finisher for that, so we can keep hanging out after this. Whew. Almost there. Kneeling overhead tricep extension next in 3, 2, and 1. How I just want to lay on the ground. All right, so 1 or 2 dumbbells, whichever you would like, but kneeling position or optional standing. I told you I always like to do 1 with tricep overhead extension because I cannot tell you how many hairs I have pulled out with 2. So here we go. Take it down, glutes nice and tight, legs tight, core engaged. Hips are tucked under. So when I say that, you want to think about pulling those hips under. You don't want to let your bum stick back. So hips tucked. Whew. And we're getting that full range, full extension, down all the way, and then contract. So right here, that full extension is what is going to help tighten up the back of your arm. Give you some shape in the arm. Whew. Over halfway. Whew. Oh my. Tricep kickbacks are going to be next. And again, this is gonna be it for this upper body challenge. Were you challenged today? I was. Last 3, 2, and 1. All right, tricep kickbacks. Oh, my shoe is half untied. All right, so with this one, shoulders rolled down and back, drive those hips back. You can take a more staggered stance or a wider stance, whichever you're comfortable with. But arms up, and let's do it. Last 60 to work. Because my arms are so shaky, and I was gonna say Jittery, all of a sudden that jitterbug song just came on, and if that gets stuck in your head, I'm sorry. Jitterbug, do-do-do-do. That's what I feel like right now with all of my upper body muscles. They're just like totally shaking. Oh my word. Keep that solid form, drive that spine, make that spine nice and long. Stick that chest out, same as we would do with our bent over rows. Hold it at the top for just a second and don't give up because you have almost made it. We are under 10 to go. Keep pushing. You are the absolute bomb. Last 3, 2, and 1. And I told you, I said, I'm not done hanging out with you. And we did so much work for our core today, but head over to our abs finisher to finish off the abs for today as well. So you're gonna have upper body and abs. Don't forget to let me know in the comments, which is your favorite muscle group to work? I would love to know. You are amazing. Go get that abs and go out and be awesome.